Hi there, my name's Leo, and today we're going to go over the very basic tips and tricks of starting to use Photoshop for the very first time. So if you're anyone like I was back when I started learning Photoshop, these are some of the things that I really wish that I learned in the very early stages of starting to use Photoshop. So grab a seat and let's get going. And if you watch this video to the very end, I do have a special surprise for you, so stick around for that. And if you did happen to find some good value in this video, feel free to subscribe to my channel, as every week I'll be releasing new videos on how to use Photoshop for a beginner. And we're going to be working up into more advanced strategies, but right now we're just going to build up our foundation. Alright, so the very first thing that we're going to want to do once we get into here is we are going to go up to Photoshop, go to Preferences, and then you're going to go to File Handling. Now this is important because once you start doing bigger projects and Photoshop accidentally crashes on you, you don't want to lose all your information. So what you want to do is the very first thing you want to do is maximize Photoshop and PSB file compatibility to always. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click on this check mark, make sure automatically save recovery information and you can do as many minutes as you want. So we can do 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I feel like 10 minutes is good. And then we just go ahead and click OK once we're done with that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new document. So we're going to hit create new, and we're going to select one of these templates that we have. Now I do have the templates listed out in the document that I provided you, so if you click that link in the description, it has all the breakdowns of different sizings for your postings, from social media to banners to Facebook ads to everything. So go ahead and download that, and then you can just upload those presets. And now how you're going to do that is you're just going to click on this little box right here, and you're going to click on it, and you're going to label it. We're going to say YouTube, and then we're going to create the width in pixels, the height in pixels, the resolution. You always want to stick with 300, and RGB color, perfect. And you can either have different backgrounds. I just stick with white, but most of the time if you're doing other things you can do transparent or black, but I like to stick with white, and you should be good. So you'll hit save preset, and then boom, it's there. Now let's go ahead and just double click on it, and now we have our document up. What to do now is we have to import an image that we're going to edit. So we're going to click on File, Open, and we're going to find a file here. So I'm just going to select this one, scroll, that's happy, and now we have our file opened up. To remove this background and just get the lady in front is we're going to uncheck mark that lock. Now it unlocks it, and we're going to scroll down to remove background. Now Photoshop's filter and smart objects really do a great job in removing the background without having to do much editing. So this is great for a beginner that just needs a quick little edit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select this window tab, we're going to slide it out a little bit, and then we're going to make sure that we have that selection with the arrows. That's the move object tool. And now we're just going to click and drag over here, and then we have this huge image here. So what we're going to be doing is I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to hit Command T, and I'm just going to drag this in a little bit so it can fit into the frame that I want. Hit enter or return. We're going to zoom it back in a little bit. I'm going to do a couple little edits right here real fast, make sure it looks good, just to kind of start off with. Alright, there we go. Now we have her in the slot. Next up is to create a background. So what we're going to want to do here to create a background, we'll make it easy. Just hit the square tool, and I'll just make a quick little square, and we'll actually change the color. So when you want to change the colors, you'll hit fill, and you'll either select one of the colors that you want out of here, or if you already have your colors already laid out, you can select one of these recently used colors, and then you can select a gradient if you want to as well. We'll do this, or you can input your own gradients, and I'll do another tutorial on this as well. We'll just do a quick little radial. We'll reverse it, so this will be the reversal, and then we'll increase this a little bit, and we'll use this for a quick background. Now what we want to do is bring this layer on down. Now one thing that you'll notice is these layers stack one on top of another. So if I move this up, it's going to be over that layer. If I move it down, it's going to be under the layer. So you keep that in mind as you move your layers. If something gets hidden, it's probably because it's down at the bottom. And to rename is you just double click, and we'll just label this background gradient. Next up is we're gonna add a background, a drop shadow to this lady right here to make it look like a shadow. So we're gonna hit FX and we're gonna have drop shadow. Now we can go ahead and I'm gonna select normal, and we're gonna back that up just a little bit. You can either do it this way, or you can do it with the distance, create the distance one. I just feel like this way is a lot easier. We'll just have her look like that. And then the spread either makes it super thick or a little bit blurrier and thinner. But I like to, we'll do it somewhat like that. And then if we bring down the opacity, that'll make it less visible and make it more real looking. So we'll do it like that. And then there you have it. So you just want to play with these settings, use whatever would make sense for you to use. Bring down the opacity, like that. Increase the spread. There we go. I like that. That'll be good for now. And that'll be a quick little drop shadow tutorial right there. And so what we want to do next is just add a little text. Hit Command A for all, and we're just going to drop this down a little bit. It's a little bit too big, not big enough. Now if you feel like you have it and you just want to do some more fine tweakage, just hit Command T and you'll be able to just kind of expand it as you go so it can fit to the perfect scale that you wanted to do it. And you'll select the move tool and do it like that. If you double click on the text, you'll pop it back up. And now let's do that. There we go. And then the same thing applies to this layer if we wanted to add like a little drop shadow. So you can add the drop shadow to there. If you want to make it look like it's staying on point with what's going on, you can use global light. We'll just leave it like that right now. Or let's not even do that. Let's actually add what we call a stroke. So the stroke is actually going to add a line around the object. So we can create this, make it thicker or not. And if we wanted to, say we just wanted to do that one effect where there's just nothing in the middle of there, we're actually going to go to fill and we're going to drop this down. And now you just have that. So there's a lot of cool things you could do with Photoshop, but these are some of the basics that I wish I knew that'll really help you out. And if we hit Control and duplicate the layer, what we're going to do is we're going to actually take off the stroke, increase the fill again, and then we have two of the same layers, but we're going to do this now. Now what we want to do is bring this behind that layer, and now that's how you get that little. Now if it's moving too much for you, you can just zoom in a little bit and it'll be a lot easier to get it in like that. And that's how you do that one text effect. And there you have it, some of the amazing tools and techniques that I wish I knew when I first started Photoshop. Hopefully it helped you out. Once again, if it did add some value to you, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure to hit that bell. I'm going to be releasing new videos weekly on Photoshop, so I look forward to seeing you there.